Okay. Up. Then we're gonna do this. Ah, Jimmy was there first. Hi, Jimmy. Up. All right. So I have to set up a bit more stuff before we actually start, because I was on a call with Zorzef. Hi Jamie, hi C. How are you guys doing today? I hope you two are doing good. You're about to fall asleep? Damn. Alright. And you had a good day? That's nice. Well, if you're about to fall asleep, then, you know, I'm about to talk all stream because it's a tier list that we're doing. Therefore, it's the perfect moment to fall asleep. Isn't that insane? Did you do top ones? There we go. Oh. Oh, nice. And Jamie, congrats on the 65 stream streak. Wait, chat, 65. You know what that means, right? Like, it's pretty close to a certain number, if you know what I mean. Hmm? So I was thinking of 69, but well, I guess 67 also works. Oh well. But yeah, I was thinking about 69, like 69. So, yeah, okay. I guess that also works. Okay. Let me make sure that I haven't been forgetting anything. Yeah, I think this is all good. I don't think I've missed any Mega Evolution. Nope, I've not missed any Mega Evolution. Did I do it? I did not do it, but I will do it. Well, at least I think we're gonna try to do it this Saturday. Is it? I have no idea. No, Jibble, you have to go through. You have to go through and show them that you're the strongest. Oh God, Jibble, like wow. Violence. Oh wait, I forgot some water, chat. Give me a sec. Okay. I'm here. So, hello chat. And welcome to this stream where we're gonna be ranking
Mimi's time.
the Mega Evolutions. Oh, you're going to sleep,
GN.
C? Alright, good night, C. So, chat. So, first of all, this is the list for
If Doritos
every...
ain't S tier, I will DINDUDRAI.
I'm about to explain that, see? We
And
have
Metagross.
every Mega Evolution. However, we are not doing all the known Mega Evolutions. Because the list we're making are about the new ones that were, well, that were introduced with the DLC. So we're gonna rank from this to this. Yeah, I couldn't find a list that only included like the DLCs. So we're gonna rank them based on design in one tier list, but then also based on competitiveness in another list. But yeah, good night, C.
Good night, everyone.
There, and for that, I'm gonna
expect
start
one person.
the thing, except one person.
You know who you are.
Where's it? Where's it?
VEA88th.
Okay, there we go. So, okay, so here's everything. So, chat. So, from the new DLC, we have been introduced to many new Mega Evolutions. Some were pretty cool, and some were downright forgettable. But most importantly, we, like myself, have not seen all of the Mega Evolutions. Why? Because the DLC is dog shit, and I refuse. I have completed the main story, and I refuse to play to play any more of it. So, we're gonna discover some of these Mega Evolutions here on stream right now as we are looking at them, and we're also going to discover their stats, even though we do know some of the stats because we have seen them before. So, oh yeah, I forgot. to bring this here, as well as bring this one. There we go. So chat, before we start, obviously we need to decide on the names of the tiers, because we are in competitive right now. So just like the last time, we're gonna rename them. So the first one, we're gonna call it one of the best Pokemons ever made, right? So this is gonna be the top of the top. Then on the A tier, we're gonna call it a solid pick. So not one of the best, but it is still really good. Then right underneath this, we're gonna have mediocre. Can work. No, wait, mediocre. Can work with a niche. So those are gonna be Pokemons that, well, that just like Tyranitar currently. Well, Tyranitar currently in OU. Tyranitar is currently in OU because he's feeling he's filling a niche against Great Tusk, Zamazenta, and Picharant. Because for those of you who don't know, Tyranitar was brought back to OU after being in UU for most of the season. And all of that is because of Picharant and Zamazenta. Because with Tyranitar, he can come and threaten Picharant, which causes him to switch. And then he's gonna use knockoff, which when Zamazenta gets in the field, he will remove his item. And then we'll be able to switch out and blah blah blah. So he's completely negating the metagame. But that was just parenthesis. We're not talking about Tyranitar here. So that's the niche that Tyranitar is doing, and this is where the Pokemons that can only work in a niche will be. Next up, we're gonna have this tier. We're gonna call it pretty bad. Can only work with a specific with a specific niche, and this one's gonna be mediocre. Can work sometimes. And we're gonna end the list with the last tier. The last tier
found in the trash.
Found in the trash? You know what? Yes, we're gonna call this one found in the trash. Should never use. There we go. So those are the Pokemons that you should never use. I don't think... So, based on what I've seen so far out of these Pokemons, chat, I don't think that any one of these Pokemons are gonna be in the last tier, because they are Mega Evolutions, so they are stronger. However, some of them might have some trouble outside. We'll see, right? We're gonna see. And we're gonna start with our friend Scoville in chat. So, if we look at Scoville is a grass and fire type Pokemon. I forgot an app, which is this one. So if we look at grass and fire, we can see that this dual type is like, it's alright. Like, you're weak to flying, you're weak to poison and rock, and you double resist grass, you resist steel, electric, and fairy. The fairy resistance is really interesting to have. The electric resistance is also pretty good. The steel resistance, not so much. Steel is a defensive typing. And you double resist grass, but grass types aren't that common in competitive, unless you're in the lower tiers. Which is mostly where Scovillain is, but we'll get to that later. So, overall, the weakness, the flying weakness is a big deal. Poison weakness it still sucks, but poison type isn't that common. So, it sucks to have, but doesn't really do a lot. But the rock weakness, this is the weakness to stealth rocks, which is pretty bad. And as a reminder, chat, if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, it means that you cannot have the heavy duty boots. Therefore, the hazards are a big issue. But one of the thing about Scovillain is the fact that he only resists 4 types, and 2 of these types are not common, which means that he's virtually only resistant to 2 types. And when you build team, chat, it's always better to, like, so for example, I'm gonna give an example. Dark and Ghost, right? Dark and Ghost, you're only weak against Fairy, but you only resist Poison. Well, but you're also immune to normal fighting Psychic. This is interesting. However, Poison is not really present, and Psychic, nobody uses Psychic, as well as normal. Well, Ghost and Dark is, like, defensively worse than Grass. Because with Ghost and Dark, you have the poison resistance, which is virtually nowhere, and you're immune to fighting, which is everywhere, so that one's interesting. But you have less resistances than Grass here, who resist ground, water, and electric, these are very common. In competitive, it's always better, like a type that will be weak against 1 type and resist only 1 will be worse than a Pokemon that is weak against 6 types and resists 6 other types. Like, it's better to have more resistances than not have any, you know what I mean? So, Scovillain being a Grass and Fire and only virtually resisting 2 types is not good. We would have rather had a Fire type who resists a lot more, or the Mono Grass who resists way more important threats. But Grass and Fire is unique. It is the only Pokemon with that type, so it's fine. Offensively, it's not great. You are walled by Fire and Dragon, and if you look here, it is 131 Pokemons, which all includes Fire types, Dragon types, and Poison Dragon type. This is bad. So you need a coverage move. And if you look at his stats, these stats are not doing much for Scovillain. 108 in both offenses is usable, mostly on the special side, but 75 in speed.
These aren't giving good vibes.
the 75 speed is pretty bad. He does have chlorophyll, which doubles his speed, which makes him like a 150 of speed, which makes him really fast, but only viable in some teams. Also, hi Jamie, these aren't giving good vibes. I'm sorry, I'll try to be better. So, Scovillain has a niche in never used, despite the fact that without chlorophyll, he would be in ZU. So he does have a niche, and it's nice to see. He also has access to Moody, which is a broken ability. The issue is that the ability is banned. So, technically, Scovillain chat...
He looks French.
...is an anything goes Pokemon, because Moody is banned. Technically, that Pokemon is anything goes. So, good for him, I guess.
He's Spanish.
He's Spanish? Why are we saying that he looks French? So, Scovillain getting a Mega
He
Evolution
could be German.
is interesting. So, let's see
Could be.
what this Pokemon gets. Yep. Scovillain, his Mega Evolution. Where is it? Can I have the stats? There we go.
He looks like he would start a
So-
World War XD.
If we look... Okay, this is not really... Okay, there we go. So if we look at Scovillain's stats when he Mega Evolves, this is really disappointing. Both his offenses increases by 30 to reach 138, and both his defenses increases by 20. The increase in bulk is welcomed, but 65, 85, 85 is not enough. It's not enough. He's still gonna get one-shotted by a Pokemon that has managed setup, and will barely survive a one-shot from a Pokemon that isn't really set up. That's all it would do. And, well, the increase in both the offenses is not doing any help, especially given the fact that Scovillain has a pretty bad move pool on the physical side. Like, these are the moves that he can use on the physical side that are viable. It's not a lot. We have Crunch, Fire Fang, Flare Blitz, Outrage, Seed Bomb. Not really that strong of a move pool. And then you have the useless moves here. Like, really nothing. While if you look at the special side, Energy Ball, Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Giga Drain, Overheat, Leaf Storm, and so on. Now, you might have noticed that this Pokemon, on the special side, learns more interesting attacks that are his stabs, but there's no coverage. On the special side, he gets no coverage moves, except Terra Blast. But Terra Blast requires Terra Crystallizing, which, why would you do that on Scovillain? So the only coverage move he gets are from the physical side. And in competitive, 138 in special attack is much more interesting than 138 in physical attack. So, how is Mega Scovillain looking? Well, really not great, chat. Now, in Legend ZA, we don't have the abilities of the Pokemons. So, usually, with Showdown, like, we are currently in Legend ZA OU. This is an unofficial metagame in which the team creates, can create what they think their abilities are gonna be. Let's go check what they think it's gonna be. Contrary. Okay. So, on paper, Contrary does look very, very intimidating because he does get Overheat and Leaf Storm. However, first of all, I don't think he's gonna get that. Although he could, like, actually, chat, do you guys think that he could get Contrary? Based on that look? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I see the appeal, actually. I can see it being a thing. Now that I look at him. But personally, I don't think it would make sense for him to have Contrary. But even if he did get Contrary, the issue, chat, still remains that Scovillain, despite the Mega Evolutions, still remains at 75 speed. 75 speed, chat, is abysmal for an offensive Pokemon. You're barely faster than defensive Pokemons like Tyranitar at 61. 75 is not that much higher than 61. And you don't have, like, with that speed, the Pokemon doesn't have good enough defenses to justify that speed. In Pokemon, to be viable, you have to either be strong and fast or bulky and slow to actually make it work. Scovillain is strong and slow, so you're gonna get one-shotted before you can even act. So what I think is gonna happen is that they're still gonna give him Chlorophyll as an ability after he Mega Evolves. Like Swampert Mega has Swift Swim. So I see a world where Scovillain retains the Chlorophyll. And if he does retain it, then he virtually has 150 of speed, which is really incredible. Especially since this Pokemon learns Solar Beam. So 120 of power that charges in one turn in sunlight. That's pretty good. But although chat, that 138 of special attack is incredible and 150 in speed is really good, there's an issue that remains. And it's the fact that Flutter Mane exists. Flutter Mane is an example as to why Mega Scovillain is not gonna be good. You have 138 in special attack for Mega Scovillain, right? Well, Flutter Mane has 135 by default, with Photosynthesis, which can increase our special attack even more. And if you get... Oh, and by the way, this is Mega Scovillain, so he's holding the Mega Stone. And you can only have one Mega Stone per team. Flutter Mane has, at 135, doesn't have an item yet. So you can give her the choice specs. You can give her the life orb. Scovillain, he's stuck at 138. So the sun is the only way to boost his power. If he doesn't have the sun, he's stuck at that. No life orb, no nothing. And Fluttermane has better bulk as well. Like 65, 55, 85, 135. This is a much better bulk. And she's also much faster. Although, you know, 150 because of the sun, but you need the sun. And Fluttermane has photosynthesis, which also activates during the sun. So if you build her on speed, her speed becomes higher than Scovillain's speed. For a Ghost and Fairy type. And Ghost and Fairy, chat, I don't think I need to draw you a picture. Ghost Fairy is much better than Grass Fire. And that's also the case defensively. Like double resist bug, which is really present in the metagame because of U-turn. Fighting moves are very present. Dragon moves, varying types are really common. And you're weak against steel, which is defensive. And the ghost type.
Hello everyone.
Like, that's it. This is all it gets. Now, we would want more, like a bit more resistances, but the bulk of the Pokemon makes it so you would still be able to tank pretty well. Also, hi Power Man. I hope you're doing good. We're currently ranking the Mega Evolutions based on competitive and how they would be based on a talent, on an ability that they don't have yet. So overall, chat, Mega Scovillain is not good. I would love for him to be good because I think the Mega Evolution looks pretty sick. But he's not good for me. However, we gotta remember, base Scovillain is ZU, but can be used in never used, which is like 3 tiers above because of chlorophyll. So Mega Scovillain is not gonna be like in ZU, especially since it is a Mega Evolution. So
I would eat Scovillain.
Like, so you know, much stronger. So
I bet he would be a great spice.
A great spice? I think you're right. So, Mega Scovillain is not found in the trash, obviously. But, chat, does he deserve to be pretty bad? Can only work with specific niche? I think the Pokemon is actually mediocre and can work sometimes. But again, that sometimes could also be used on a better Mega Evolution, like Mega Charizard Y, which does what Scovillain does, but way better. But now, chat, we are moving on to a much more interesting Pokemon. Glimmora, or the Glimusi. So, Glimmora, chat, we are starting at a way different Pokemon in terms of power. Look at those stats. Glimmora, compared to Scovillain, is night and day. First of all, that special attack is phenomenal. He has a pretty respectable bulk, 83, 90, 81. It doesn't break any records, but with a bulk of 83, 90, 81, Glimmora will not be one-shotted by any Pokemon that didn't set up and that aren't really that offensive. So, 86 of speed makes it so you're faster than defensive Pokemons. which is pretty good. So that's, but obviously chat, 130 in special attack and 86 of speed with an okay bulk is not enough. If you only had those stats, the Pokemon would be pretty low. So, what makes Glimmora that strong? Well, you might already know if you play competitive, but the reason why Glimmora is so good is because of his move pool and his ability, Toxic Debris. Signature ability, if the Pokemon is hit by a physical move, he sets up the Toxic Spikes. That means that in one turn, you can set up the Stealth Rocks, which he learns, as well as a row of Toxic Spikes. In one turn. And not only that, but this Pokemon learns a lot. Like, look at that. Dazzling Gleam, Earth Power, Energy Ball, Explosion, okay, apparently. Flash Cannon, Gunk Shot. He can set up the screens. So he can use Memento, like, he can use really powerful attacks. So, like he can set up the spikes, he can set up the Stealth Rocks, he can use Toxic. Comparing Scovillain's move pool to Glimmora's move pool is night and day. Glimmora has many tools in his toolbox. And he's also the proud owner of Mortal Spin. By using this move, like, this move is a rapid spin that deals more damage than rapid spin, that is stabbed, and that poisons the target. Cinema. This is incredible. Like, this is good. And that's why he's minimum OU, but also using Anything Goes and Uber. Like, because he's just that good. And he used with the Focus Sash, like, to make sure that he's not getting one-shotted, blah blah blah. Like, we know the song. Now, Rock Poison, offensively, is pretty interesting. You're super effective against flying, which is incredible. Fire, which is incredible. You're, like, strong against bug. This is not really interesting. There's no bug type. The grass type, I mean, Ogerpon exists, so that's pretty useful. Ice, Baxcalibur, that's pretty much it. But the fairy type, chat, is huge. You want to be super effective against the fairy type. Fairy type is one of the best types in the current metagame. This is huge. And you're only weak to ground. Well, no, the only thing that you don't hit are ground and steel types. Which Glimmora can learn Energy Ball to bypass the ground type. Can also learn Earth Power to bypass the other type. It's really good. But obviously Glimmora is never played with a poison type move. He's always played with Rock and Ground. Because Rock and Ground is much better. Like, if you select Poison Rock, we're resisted by all of that. If you select Rock and Ground, like, that's it. Only resisted by grass, ground, and grass fighting. That's it. Like, there's no difference. It's just that good. Defensively, I think it's alright. Oh! Okay, no, this is actually really interesting. I was wrong there. This is actually really interesting. So, the double weakness to ground is a hassle. And you are weak against water as well. Psychic and steel, it's a nothing bugger. But you also have the double immunity to poison, which not really present but can be useful to have. Resistance to flying, resistance to bug, so U-turn, resistance to fire, resistance to fairy. This is cinema. This is cinema, chat. You have four key resistances here to flying type moves that are pretty present, pretty strong. U-turn, then fire and fairy moves. This is good. So, Glimora, overall, doesn't really need a Mega Evolution to perform. Like, he's already OU, and he's already pretty popular in OU as well. But, sure. Let's see what Glimora gains, chat. Up. Where is it? Stats. So, by Mega Evolving, the first thing that we notice is that Game Freak knew that Glimora was a really strong Pokemon because they nerfed the Mega Evolution. Because as we can see, his Glimora's physical attack goes from 55 to 90. Those stat points are wasted. But they are wasted on purpose because giving those 40 points in the defenses, speed, or special attack would have been too much for Glimora. Like, Glimora would have been unstoppable. So they did good. They did good with that.
Better mortal spin though, Pog.
Better normal. Yeah, sure, fair actually. Although, 30 of power, so virtually 45 of base power with stab. Yeah. So, Glimora, by Mega Evolving,
and it's V8 XD.
his bulk becomes it was an okay bulk. Now, Glimora has a pretty good physical bulk. But a pretty good bulk, actually. 83, 105, and 96. This is a respectable bulk. This is much better than before. It will not prevent him from being able to wall a physical attacker that set up. But he can tank a little better. 150 of special attack is really good. Really good. And much more interesting than 138 from Scovillain. But the biggest upgrade by far, chat, is his speed. 101 of speed. That, chat, means that the Glimora has passed the tier of speed that decides if you're fast or not. Because at the 100 of speed, you have really threatening Pokemons. Like, let's see, Staraptor is there. Salamence is at 100. Volcarona is 100. Palkia is 100. Like, we have a lot of really strong new Pokemons at 100 of speed. Glimora is now 1 point faster than them. This is huge. Because, chat, something competitive, there's something about competitive that even if your Pokemon has, so that's not the case for Glimora, but let's say that your Pokemon has the Days offenses, but a much worse bulk. Well, even if the opponent is bulkier than you, but is slower, if you kill the opponent before they can attack you, then virtually your defense is infinite. Because you have yet to take damage. So, 115, 101, despite the bulk that doesn't prevent him from being one-shotted by a well-placed ground type attack, for example, if you kill the opponent before he can do damage, you virtually have infinite defense, and you win your duel. So this is really strong. But obviously, like, you're still walled against Garchomp.
Want to see the goat?
Like, Garchomp is at 102 of speed, so it is still a menace. Then you have... Well, I'm not gonna do the whole list, but like Infernape, Terrakion, Gengar, Ogerpon, like, you know. Like, you're still passed by some Pokemons, but like, you're still in a much better place than you were before. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, chat. The Mega Evolution. Because those stats are pretty good. However, though this is a Mega Evolution, and if you look at Glimora, his ability Toxic the Breeze, I doubt that he's gonna keep Toxic the Breeze when he Mega Evolves. Why would he keep Toxic the Breeze, chat? Toxic the Breeze would be a waste of an ability on the Mega Evolution. Especially if we look at the design, which I really love, by the way. Like, the idea of the flower and the petals being like far apart. It's much better. It's really cool. Although this picture doesn't do it full justice. You need to see the 3D model actually move around. The 3D model is going to be much more interesting to look than this JPEG. So let's see what the team thinks that his new ability is going to be, if they did decide on a new one. Levitate. Okay, so they went with a defensive ability. I mean, the Pokemon floats. So I could see Levitate being a thing. But here's the issue, chat. There's a reason why Glimora is played with a Focus Sash item. It's the fact that despite, like, this is only an okay bulk. A ground type attack will one-shot because it's double weak. So in a metagame with Mega Evolutions, if you see that the enemy doesn't have like any Mega Evolution, then you know what to expect from Glimora if there's a Glimora with no other Mega Evolution. So you know that he's gonna have Levitate. But there's also Mind Game here. And that's also, like, it's a disadvantage but also an advantage at the same time, because if you have more than one Pokemon that could theoretically Mega Evolve, then Glimora is a really huge deal. Glimora is very flexible here and has a lot of good attacks. So when you see a Glimora, then you don't know, like, oh, is he gonna have the Focus Sash item? Is he gonna have, like, is he gonna be running Mega Evolution? And if you misplay, and you think that he's gonna have, like, and you think that he's gonna be the Focus Sash, then too bad, you're wide open, and he might deal a lot of damage, and your ground type attack might not work. But if it's not a Mega Evolution and you play defensively, then too bad. You now have Stealth Rocks on your side, and he can poison you, but like while removing the hazards himself before switching out and still dealing some damage. It can like, but at the same time, Glimora is a suicide lead. Like base Glimora, every time there's one in your team, you know that he's gonna go out first. He's gonna be sent out first, because he's the one to set up the hazards and then literally let himself die. So like he's just in hyper offensive teams. So if Glimora is sent out first, it's Focus Sash. If he's not, then it's most likely the Mega Evolution.
Itabi like, what you mean send him out first?
So I see the potential. Could be really hard to play, but could also be really interesting. Overall, because of the Mega form itself, so the Mega form by itself is mediocre. However, because of how flexible Glimora is, because the base form is there, so there can be head play. This is a really solid pick in my opinion. Really solid. But now, chat, are you guys ready to be are you guys ready? Because we are now in. We're now in. Well, we're about to go down. We're about to go down because the Raichus are next. And
okay, me go Hongshu now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Alright, bye Jabal, thank you for hanging by. So, Mega Raichu, right chat? If you look at Raichu by himself, Raichu is not a good Pokemon. Raichu is a mono-electric type. And mono-electric types, chat, offensively, it's not that impressive. It does hit flying and water, which are really common, but you're resisted by electric, by dragon, immune to ground. Not great. We would want to have a dual type. And defensively, you're weak to ground, but then you resist flying and electric virtually. Steel is defensive. So, you're not hit. And the electric types are not really that common anymore, so you're virtually only tanking one type of attack. Not really great. And Raichu, his attacks are pretty bad. 90 of attack is useless, 90 of special attack is barely usable. His only interesting stat is his speed, which is still at 110. Pretty bad. And his bulk, don't get me started on it. 60, 55, 80, that shit is dog shit. This is the bulk of a chip. It's gonna crumble at anything. His abilities are pretty bad in singles, because right now, chat, we're talking about singles right here. Not doubles. We're not talking about VGC. This is singles. So, Lightning Rod is an immunity to electric, but you already resist it. Static can be useful, but because of your defensive stat, you're not gonna run Raichu in defensively. So, Raichu overall, chat, is a Pokemon that is missing stats. It needs more stats. And Game Freak gave him 2 Mega Evolutions. So let's see how they fare. And, well... oh yeah, right, something else to talk about actually. It's the move pool. because Raichu is a Pokemon with no move pool. Like, before Scarlet and Violet, it didn't have alluring voice. So, all it had was the electric type moves. And then Break Break, Draining Kiss. Like, it had Fake Out, but that's useful in VGC, not really singles. Focus Blast, but it misses. Knockoff. Like, it still has Surf, actually. Like, Pikachu learns a lot of attacks. But the stats are what's keeping it at bay. And unlike Pikachu, it can't use the light ball. And even with the light ball, Pikachu is not a good Pokemon. So, does the Mega Evolution fix Raichu? Well, let's say that one form is better than the other. If we look at Mega Raichu X, we can see a disaster. Raichu X, his physical attack goes from 90 to 135. And the defense goes from 55 to 95. Special attacks keeps untouched, and special defense is increased by 10. This is really bad, chat. 135 in physical attack for a Mega Evolution? Get out! Like, look at Salamence. Salamence has the same physical attack. However, this is base Salamence. Mega Salamence has 145, which is still, not that higher. However, Salamence has, Aerialate, which gives him a huge boost of power to his moves. So, that justifies it. Mega Raichu X, if we look at Raichu, a reminder that Mega Raichu X is a physical attacker. Alright, let's see what Raichu learns on the physical side. Ay. Body Slam, normal, break, fighting, normal, fighting, normal, fighting, Steel, Fairy. This is bad. And on the electric type side, his best moves are Thunder Punch, Volt, Tackle, and Wild Charge. Wild Charge has recoil. 1/4 of your health is dealt as recoil. Volt Tackle, 33% of recoil. You are gonna drain your own health by so much when you attack. And your physical stat isn't that high. It's Salamence level. And Salamence can use an item, as well as a Mega Evolution, that increases his power much higher and has better coverage. The only option that doesn't imply dealing yourself damage is Thunder Punch with 75 of power. This is dog shit. This is actual ass. And the other option is Spark at 65, which is even worse. And one big issue about Raichu is the mono electric type, because it brings him in competition with all the other electric types. So, does the Mega Evolution fix this? Fuck no! Mega Raichu chat is still mono-electric, as well as the other Mega form. Good job, Game Freak! Mega Raichu X is dog shit. Complete dog shit. Like, he's still just as fast as before, which means that he's not gonna outspeed. He's gonna be much bulkier, mind you, like 90, like 60, 95, 95 is usable, but it's not bulky enough to justify that, like, he's not gonna be able to do much. He's just gonna be there, not doing anything. He has electric moves, so you're walled by all the ground types. And if you look at his physical coverage moves, you have Trailblaze for the grass type, which is 50 of power, so nothing. So you can't pass the ground types. You have some fighting type coverage. You have knockoff, but you would rather have, like, Tyranitar, for example, who also has knockoff. Like, Raichu X, in my opinion, chat, is a Pokemon that you should never use. This is really bad. So unless he has a very specific ability, then he'll never be able to get out of this tier. However, he might have a special ability, a unique one, because in Legends ZA, I haven't been able to test that myself, but apparently, if you use Volt Tackle as his X form, his physical attack, like his attack stat, increases by one stage every time he uses Volt Tackle, apparently. So maybe he's gonna have an ability like that. I don't really know. But even then, even with that, he's not gonna exit that because he's still walled by every ground type in existence. But let's see what Smogon has given him for a possible ability. Levitate. So he stays in that. This is bad. But the same chat cannot be said for the other Raichu. Because Raichu Y is what Raichu X wanted to be. Physical attack increases to 100. This is a waste of stats. The bulk doesn't change. But instead, special attack goes from 90 to 160. This is a 70 points of increase in special attack. And the rest is then 10 in attack and 20 in speed. 130 of speed, chat, is much more interesting than 110 when you're an offensive Pokemon. And 160 in special attack, chat? Now that's interesting. Now this is very interesting. This is much more interesting than Raichu X, especially for the fact that on the special side, Raichu has something. He has Thunderbolt, he can have Thunder, because he's Pikachu, basically, he also has Surf, he has Focus Blast, he has Alluring Voice now because of ZA, he has Volt Switch, he has, well, Signal Beam, but you're not gonna use that. Like, he has a lot of good options there. Like, because of Surf, you pass all of the ground type that would have walled your Raichu on the on X. And let's see, what else do you have? You have also Grass Knot to bypass huge walls, like the ground types that threaten him. You have a Fairy coverage to bypass the Dragon types that would also resist your Electric Water type. So only specific grass types resist your combo, which is really good. This is really good. However, chat, 160 80 of bulk, well, for special defense, and 130 in speed. Chat, I might end up sounding like a broken record, but remember this? Do you guys remember Fluttermane? He's still better. 135 in special attack. With the choice specs, that's an increase in 50%. And as far as I'm aware, 135 times 1.5 is still higher than 160. And for that, you have a way better special bulk and a way better speed. You're 5 above Raichu. And you have a way better type. And unlike Mega Raichu X, Mega Raichu Y doesn't seem to have the same treatment for his ability. Because, like, there are tests that have been conducted, apparently, and Mega Raichu Y doesn't get a special attack boost by using, like, electric attacks or anything like that. So we really don't know what it would be. So let's see what Showdown thinks it could be. Transistor. What is that again? What is Transistor? This Pokemon's offensive stats is multiplied with 130, well, by 30% while using an electric type attack. Oh! Okay. Okay. So, if Transistor ends up being his ability, it could still be interesting, but I still don't see Mega Raichu leaving the lower tiers. However, Mega Raichu Y is nowhere near his brother. No, I think that Mega Raichu Y is a mediocre Pokemon that can work sometimes. Like, he's above Scovillain. I see a world where Mega Raichu Y would be useful. He could work. Like, it's still a pretty good special attack. Well, a really good special attack. And for a decent speed. But the bulk makes it almost impossible to set up freely. So, like, he has access to Nasty Plot, but you can't really set up because you're too frail. And because you're taking the Mega Stone, you can't have a Focus Sash item to prevent yourself from being one-shotted. So, I don't think he's that strong. Now, Kimeko. Kimeko is a pretty shitty Pokemon. Kimeko is a mono psychic type, which is pretty shitty, right? Resists fighting in Psychic, is weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost. Dark types are pretty good in the metagame. Bug, U-turn is strong. Ghost types are pretty strong as well. And you virtually only resist fighting types because Psychic is never really played. Not only that, Kimiko only has one ability, which is Levitate. Levitate is a really respectable ability. It grants you an immunity to ground. But the issue with Kimiko are his stats, because in order to speak about how bad of an ability Levitate is on Kimiko, we have to talk about his stats, because usually Levitate is a good ability. So Kimiko's problem is his stats, or in that case, lack of. Because Kimiko has like an okay, well, a pretty mediocre bulk, 75, 80, 90. If you invest in defenses, he could survive some hits. But his special attack is only at 95. So if you invest in his defenses, then you're not investing in special attack. And his speed is way too low for his special attack to matter. Kimiko is the common case of a Pokemon that has its ass between two chairs. It's trying to spread too much, that it can't do anything. Which brings it to Levitate. Because Levitate, on paper, is really good. Like, you know, like immunity to ground type is interesting. And it's really good on other Pokemons, but not on him. Because here's a scenario, right, chat? Let's say there's a really strong ground type Pokemon on the other side. He's already set up and about to use a ground type move to one-shot your Pokemon. So, you switch in Kimiko with Levitate, and you are immune to the ground type move, so you take 0 damage. Yes! The job has been done. Now it's time to kill that son of a bitch before he runs rampant. Let's see. Oh, 95 of special attack. That's not enough to one-shot. Okay, then maybe the bulk is strong enough for him to resist a coverage move from the now set up enemy Pokemon. Nope. 75, 80, 90. So just there, chat. It's either you invest in his defenses and you resist the coverage moves of the enemy Pokemon, but then you don't deal any damage, or you deal any damage, but then you can't tank the other attacks for more than like one turn. But wait, we can maybe do something. Like, let's see our speed. Oh, 65. 65 of speed, chat, is really bad. Tyranitar is at 61. And look at the stats of Tyranitar. This is a Pokemon whose speed works because of the rest of the stats. Let's compare them. There's a glaring difference. And not only that, if we look here, then and look at the speed, above 65. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so what do we find above 65 of speed? Let's see what we find. Or as well as 65 of speed. Vaporeon, Umbreon. Ah, Umbreon. Let's look at Umbreon. Oh, 95, 110, no, 130. Oh, you see the difference, chat? Umbreon has the same speed for a way better bulk. And, okay, usually his attack, like both his offenses would be useless because it's 65 and 60. But Umbreon gets, like, Umbreon gets a good attack. Up. I forgot the name of the attack. Yeah, there we go. In the name of Foul Play, which uses the opponent's attack stat. So, 65 is a nothing burger. You're not gonna use that attack. And above 65, what else do we have, chat? Like, let's see what we have. Oh, Corviknight. Then we have... let's see, let's go up. Oh, Skarmory. Oh, Volcanion. Oh, Metagross. Up. So, speaking about Metagross, chat, let's compare. Right? Let's compare with Metagross. Here's the big problem about Kimiko. Kimiko, pure Psychic. Metagross, Psychic Steel. Look at that. 2 resistances, virtually only 1, 2, 3 weaknesses. Metagross, immune to poison, strongly resists Psychic, resists Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Grass, Ice, Normal, Rock, Steel for 4 weaknesses. And a way better... Actually, I think that Metagross is better... Oh my god, chat. Metagross has better stats across the board. Better HP, better attack, better defense. Same special attack and special defense, and better speed. Why would you pick Kimiko? Also, we have a way better ability, in this case, with Clear Body, which prevents stats being lowered. Why would you take Kimiko? Well, Kimiko is pretty shitty, but he's not that dog shit. Because Kimiko, while he lacks in stats and ability, he has a surprisingly deep move pool. He has Baton Pass, and ever since ZA, I think, he has Boom Burst, the strongest normal attack in the game, outside of Hyper Beam and Giga Impact. He has Calm Mind, he has Dazzling Gleam, he has Defog, he can use Disable, he can use Encore, he has Energy Ball, Flash Cannon, Heal Bell, he can use Healing Wish, he has Knockoff, he has the Screens, he has Perish Song, Recover. As you can see, Kimiko, where he lacks in stats and typing and ability, he makes up for it in the move pool. But despite that, the Pokemon is still in ZU. Because he doesn't have the speed nor the bulk to utilize that supportive move pool. So, Kimiko needed a Mega Evolution. And Game Freak gave him just that. And it's something. Because Kimiko receives a major buff with no points being wasted here. No gain in attack, no gain in speed, 30 in defense, 40 in special attack, and 30 in special defense. His bulk is phenomenal, chat. 75 in HP, 110 in defense, 120 in special defense. This is a good bulk. This is a good bulk. If you invest Kimiko in defenses, it's gonna be worth it. And his special attack of 135 still makes him usable. You could use Calm Mind on him and do a lot. And now, his 65 of speed is way more justifiable because of the bulk. And not only that, chat, Kimiko, when he Mega Evolves, where is it? Becomes Psychic Steel! Fuck yes! This is the thing that Kimiko was waiting for. Because now, these resistances and weaknesses are now this. This is incredible. And we don't know the ability for Kimiko, but I think that what would make the most sense for him is the same thing that, the showdown has decided on. I think that Kimiko should retain Levitate, which, if he does, then now Levitate, chat, becomes a really good ability on him. Because now he has the bulk to justify putting him to, to give him defense, and he has more than enough special attack to maybe do something. But also, Levitate removes the ground weakness of the Steel type. So you only virtually take damage from Ghost, Fire, and Dark. Not ground. This is cinema. This is good. So, with all of that, Mega Kimiko would be a solid pick. But, chat, throughout all of that, I purposefully, not spread misinformation, but I purposefully held back on an information. And it's really important to the story. He's about to appear. Do you hear him, chat? Fuck, what's his name again? Oh yeah. Here's the elephant in the room, Jirachi. Jirachi is the reason why Mega Kimiko will never be above pretty bad, can only work with a specific niche. And it's because Jirachi exists. Because if we look at his stats, 75, 110, 120 is pretty good. However, Jirachi has 100 in everything. So the HP stat is much better. So Jirachi has a better physical bulk than Kimiko, but Kimiko has a slightly better special bulk. But where it really differs is the speed stat. Because for an almost identical bulk, Jirachi is at the 100 checkmark, where Kimiko is at 65. And Jirachi's move pool is very vast too. Like Aura Sphere, Calm Mind, he also gets Calm Mind, Draco Meteor, Drain Punch, Energy Ball, Encore, Expanding Force, Fire Punch, Flash Cannon, Fusion Sight, Grass Knot, Healing Wish, Ice Punch, Iron Head with Serene Grace. Then Magic Coat, Moonblast, Play Rough, Power Up Punch, Psychic Noise. Then there's Shadow Ball, there's Stealth Rocks. Then there's Thunder, there's Thunderbolt. There's U-Turn. Jirachi has too much compared to Kimiko. And the Serene Grace... Serene Grace, Ironhead, Jirachi can kill himself. Like, this is the work of Satan. 60% chance to flinch. We love levitate, the potential levitate on Kimiko, but Jirachi is a better Kimiko and is much stronger. So actually, you know what? For that, Kimiko is gonna be in mediocre. He's still better, in my opinion, than Scovillain, but he is not a solid pick in my opinion. Now, Mega Absol Z. Absol is a pretty bad Pokemon. 130 in attack is incredible. Like it's a good attack for a non-Mega evolution. However, that's the rest. Bulk is abysmal, 65, 60, 60, this is dog shit. And the 75 of speed, and the mono dark type. This is bad. This is bad. So, this is a bad Pokemon. It has Super Lock, which can be pretty funny, but mostly played in, well, like, in a not serious team. Then Justified. The attack stat is raised by 1 stage after it's damaged by a dark type move. You're a dark type, so why would someone use a dark type move on you? They wouldn't. So, Absol is missing a good ability as well as stats. And the previous Mega Evolution didn't help. Like, it gave him Magic Bounce. Magic Bounce as an ability is good, but not because it's on Mega Absol, because it's a broken ability in general. And Mega Absol, his bulk isn't enough to justify that ability. Bro is built with 150 of attack, 115 in special attack, and 115 in speed. Like, it's gonna be used as an offensive Pokemon, so why didn't you give him an offensive ability? Like, Mega Absol is not that great. So it was the chance to redeem Mega Absol. And it's interesting. So, Mega Absol Z, first of all, gives Absol the Ghost type. So Absol is now a Dark and Ghost type. Offensively, chat, it's a nothing burger. Like, Ghost and Dark types are super effective against the exact same Pokemons. Like, look at that. Okay, look at that. Ghost and Psychic. I'm gonna add the Ghost type. Oh, there we go. If you add the Dark type to the combo, the only thing that it adds is the neutrality to normal. This is bad. Not good. And defensively, it's a nothing burger. Like, we've already explained it at the beginning of the stream, chat. That's why Ghost and Dark isn't good defensively. But we need to check the stats, because I was genuinely surprised. Mega Absol Z has the same bulk as the base version, but his attack stat goes from 130 to 154 and 151 in speed. Oh boy! So this is a common trend with the Mega Z chat. All the Z Mega Evolutions have 151 in speed. And oh boy, 151 in speed, chat, is insane. Like, at 151 on speed, you are like in the top 10 fastest Pokemons ever. Like right now in this list, that doesn't have a format actually. Let me, National Dex, anything goes. There. At 151, you are the 4th fastest Pokemon ever, including Mega Evolutions. This is huge. And you have 154 in attack. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. So with that, we need to look at his move pool, because if Mega Absol gets a good move pool, then he could be pretty good. So he has access to Air Slash. This is bad. You're never gonna use that. So in the physical category, he has Close Combat. He has Foul Play. You're not gonna use that. He has Knockoff. He has Mega Horn, Play Rough, Psycho Cut. You're not gonna use that. He has access to Shadow Claw. He has access to Sucker Punch, Throat Chop. Here's the problem, chat. His move pool, believe it or not. Because Absol Dark type physical moves are not really that great. As well as Ghost type physical moves. Absol on the like, if we look at the Dark type, look at those. You have like your strongest move is Foul Play at 95, but it uses the opponent's physical attack, so not your own. So your strongest move is Throat Chop at 80. 80 is not good, chat. 80 is not good enough. Like, in comparison, if you do 80 times 1.5, which is the stab, Absol has a Throat Chop of 120 of base power. You wanna know the joke, chat?
Bro doesn't know simple math.
Close Combat. Close Combat has 120 as a non-stab move. So, not good. And, well, and on the Ghost type side, it's even worse. You have 70, high critical hit, and then you have 90, which is usable. Well, should be, but this is a 2-time move. This is a 2-turn move. So, unusable. Absol has an issue with his move pool. Like, ironically enough, the best move pool for Absol, I believe, is on the special side. Yeah, look at that. 75, 110, Dark Pulse is good here. 80 of power on the special side is good. And Shadow Ball at 80 as well. He has great coverage. But Mega Absol Z has 75 in special attack. This is also why, chat. This is also why when Mega Absol was usable before, he would run special and not physical. Despite having a much better physical attack stat. So that's the issue. So, unless Absol gets a really good ability, he is not gonna leave the pretty bad tier. I can't say that he's found in the trash because he does have a niche. The niche that he has 2 Mega Evolutions. So if you send Absol, you don't know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna go special like Mega Absol with Magic Bounce? Or is he gonna go the new Mega that is like the 4th fastest Pokemon in the whole game? And we still don't know the ability. So let's see what Showdown thinks the ability is gonna be. Technician. Okay, chat. So if he does get Technician, then this is a whole different story. If he does get Technician, then the moves that have then Assurance, Bite, Brutal Swing, his 60 power moves become his strongest because it's gonna be boosted by 50% of power. Therefore, it's gonna do 60 times 1.5, then times 1.5. This is now 135 base power move. Much better. We would still want more, but 135? That's still like a 90 base power move without a stab. Much more interesting. So, with Technician, Mega Absol Z could be reliable. With that physical attack and that speed, Mega Absol Z would be a solid pick. But it would be because of the ability and the stats, not the typing. The typing isn't gonna do any favor. Although, actually, now that I think about it, let me see his ghost type move pool. Okay, so 40, the 40 would be usable with Technician, not Shadow Claw. This is 60 maximum, and Shadow Claw is 70. This is pretty sad. And sadly, he also gets Close Combat. Actually, let me check his other fighting moves. Yeah, Close Combat is his better one. So, if we compare Fighting Dark to Fighting Ghost, there's a clear difference. Sadly, we don't live in this reality. So, it would be a pretty mediocre pick. Not pretty bad, because if he does get Technician, then it would be something. Although, we're not sure about the ability, so he's gonna be kept at pretty bad. No, I have to put it there because there is the mind game with with the base form of the base mega. Okay, so I'm looking at the time, and we're gonna have to start speeding up through these because we still have up to this right here. So let's go through these much faster. Staraptor. Staraptor is a good Pokemon. The bulk is usually pretty bad, but he has Intimidate, so physical bulk is much better. 120 in attack is okay. This is like it's the minimum we're asking for. 100 in speed is okay. The Pokemon has fallen from he used to be a top tier, now he's not. And because he's a normal flying type, he's in competition with all of the other flying types with much better stats, like Corviknight, which things better. So what do he need? But he does have a pretty good move pool overall. What Staraptor needed was more stats. And oh, Mega Staraptor is a glow up. Mega Staraptor has a way better bulk, 85, 190. This is good. 140 in attack is pretty underwhelming, and 110 in speed is a small increase, but a welcomed one. So Mega Staraptor is a bulky attacker. Well, a bulky, pretty fast attacker. But the best thing about this is the fact that Mega Staraptor becomes a fighting and flying type. And oh boy, chat. Oh boy. Normal flying hits 143 Pokemon for not very super effective. Replace normal by fighting. We're down to 20. This is incredible. This is really good. And Staraptor is now the first Pokemon who, by Mega Evolving, has lost his primary type. And we are happy about it. We're happy that he didn't lose his flying type for a fighting type. This is good. Now, despite that, I don't think that Staraptor is gonna be that good. So without ability, Staraptor is like right here, a mediocre that can work sometime because he doesn't hit as hard as he would want to compared to other Mega Evolutions. He's really slow in a meta game with Mega Evolutions, and he's not bulky enough in a meta game without the Mega Evolutions. If that was like Gen 9 without Mega Evolutions, that would be acceptable, but not in a meta game with Megas. So what we need is a good ability, which usually he has Reckless and Intimidate. So based on his Mega Evolution design, I could see Tough Claw being a pick. So let's see what Showdown thinks. Showdown thinks the same because they also gave him Tough Claw. Tough Claw boosts the power of your moves by 30%. This is good. This is really good. Like, he has access to acrobatics, he has Blaze Kick, Brave Bird, Close Combat, he has Defog, he has Dual Wing Beat, he has a lot of really good moves. Now, acrobatics is not gonna be played here because he is holding an item, so acrobatics is gonna be the weakest move ever. But he has dual wing beat. So, with close combat, like my god, so close combat boosted by the stab is 180, but then it's boosted by Tough Claw, so it's 234 of base power. Mwah! If Staraptor gets close combat, Tough Claw, then he would be a solid pick. That combined with the fact that there is mind game that you can play here, because Staraptor on its own is a good Pokemon. It's still a pretty good Pokemon in its tier. And now Staraptor can do the same thing that Gyarados can. Gyarados is another Pokemon that benefits from the Mega Evolution because he didn't need a Mega to perform well. So you can either play him with a Mega Evolution or not. So you come in, you use Intimidate, it uses Intimidate, and then if you want, you can switch out, or you can Mega Evolve, or you can set up but never Mega Evolve. When you see a Staraptor come on the field, just like with Gyarados, you're not gonna know what to expect. And you can be played a lot there. Now, despite that, I don't think that he's gonna be in one of the best Pokemons ever made, because he is missing some stats in a meta game with Mega Evolutions, but he is still one of the better ones if his ability ends up being Tough Claws. But if his ability ends up being like something like Reckless, then that could also be really good. But we would rather have Tough Claws than Reckless. Now moving on, Garchomp. Garchomp, I don't have to present it to you guys. This is an incredible Pokemon. Look at those stats. There is a reason why, even to this day, Garchomp is banned from UU. You can only be played in overused. This Pokemon is defensive, has a really great physical attack, and a great speed tier. The Pokemon has ended up being a little too slow in modern days, but it's still played, so he's still pretty good. Now, we all know the previous Mega Evolution because it's known as the Mega Evolution that actually nerfs the base Pokemon, because he became too slow. He went from 102 speed to 92, which doesn't seem like a lot, until you realize that by jumping to 92, Garchomp, who used to outspeed major threats in the metagame that would usually threaten him, suddenly became slower than said threats. For not that big of a difference in bulk. So, not great. And his ability, Send Force, nothing burger, nothing. So, let's see how the new Mega Evolution saves this Pokemon. First of all, the design is good, and oh, okay. The other Mega Evolution removes the ground type from Garchomp. I don't like this. This is not good. losing the ground type is not a good thing. In my opinion, at least. I mean, it does remove the quadruple weakness to ice, but then you lose your stab on Earthquake, and as a physical as a DPS, you'd rather have 2 stabs than only 1. But let's see his stats. Okay, so first thing to note is that he becomes weaker on the he becomes less tanky on the physical side. His defense goes down from 95 to 85. It's not a big deal in my opinion. Not a big deal. It's like he's gonna take a little less correctly, but 108, 85, 85 is still good. His physical attack doesn't change, and instead, his special attack increases to 141, and his speed goes from 102 to 151. Yeah. Oh, this is hard, chat. So, based on the stats alone, and the loss of the ground type, Garchomp would be mediocre on its own. But obviously, we need to look at his special move pool and the potential ability that he would have. So, on the special side, he has Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, Earth Power, he has Fire Blast and Flamethrower, Power Gem, he has Surf. Chat. I'm sorry, but this is not good. This is not good. On paper, that move pool with 141 in special attack and 151 in speed, he is one of the fastest Pokemons because it's a Mega Z, so he has 151. But the special attack Flutter Mane. But where he does excel is the fact that his physical attack still remained at 130. So Mega Garchomp Z could be pretty good in the sense that you don't know what he's gonna do. He's either gonna stay base Garchomp, or he's gonna Mega Evolve into Z and be really fast and still keep a really respectable physical attack stat, and becomes or either play on the special side, or he's gonna Mega Evolve into base Garchomp, which is still used. Like, Mega Garchomp, the base one, is still used in OU, despite the nerf in speed. So there's still play to be made with that. But let's see what abilities that they think he could have, because based on that, in that move pool, I'm really not sure what that new Garchomp would have. They kept Rough Skin. So, I'm gonna put... Yeah, so I'm gonna put Mega Garchomp Z. I'm gonna have to put it in a solid pick. At the top of solid pick. Not because of the Mega... not because of Mega Garchomp Z, but because of Garchomp as a Pokemon. Because Garchomp as a Pokemon is so good that adding a new tool to his already pretty wide toolbox is a big deal. It makes him even more... Nah, it's one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, it makes him... No, there. Not one of the best. Like, there are some that are waiting to go into one of the best. Like, it's still pretty good. Now, Mega Lucario Z. Lucario, we don't need to present him, is a really good Pokemon. Base Lucario has... like, his stats have badly aged with time. But his Mega Evolution is still remarkable. 145 in attack, with 112 in speed, with adaptability. This is huge. This Pokemon was in Uber when it was last seen. In Scarlet and Violet, it can't Mega Evolve anymore, so obviously not as good. But in today's day and age, I doubt that Mega Lucario would be that high. But I could be wrong. Especially in a new metagame with the new Mega Evolutions. So, let's see what the new Lucario looks like. So, it stays fighting Steel. And instead of becoming mixed again in all of his stats, he becomes a full special attacker. And it becomes really fast. This is good. Those stats, 164 to 151 in speed, is incredible. That Pokemon hits hard and is fast. And Lucario has a pretty good move pool, if I remember correctly. Like, if we look on the special side, he has Aura Sphere at 80, he has Dark Pulse, he has Dragon Pulse, Flash Cannon, Focus Blast, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Steel Beam, Terra Blast, Vacuum Wave. Okay, not as impressive as the physical move pool, but still, it's still alright. Although Aura Sphere at 80 of power is, like, would be lacking, but because of how much special attack he has, like, it compensates for that. So, with just that, chat, I think that it would be a solid pick. Because of how strong Lucario with Mega base Mega Lucario is in a Mega Evolution metagame and could potentially still be that strong. If you add another tool for him to use, then my god, It's a Garchomp situation. But it's gonna depend on the ability, because he doesn't have a lot. Like, if we look, still fighting, you're walled by a lot of Pokemons. And his coverage, like, there's the dark. Okay, well, okay, yeah, not bad actually. All right. But he also has the ghost coverage. Like, it's all right. Yep. Okay, it's pretty all right actually. But we would need an ability to make that work. Like, because with attacks that lack power like this, you're not really passing a strong special wall. So let's see what they think that the ability would be. Mind's Eye. Fighting normal moves, hit goes, accuracy can be lowered, ignores evasiveness. Okay, so okay, chat. So so Mind's Eye doesn't exist right now, chat, by the way. Like, it's something that they invented. But basically, Focus Blast would never miss. Like, that would be way too strong. Because Focus Blast would never miss. So with that ability, it would be really strong. But what I think is gonna happen is he's probably gonna keep adaptability. And if he does, then this is one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, easily one of the best Pokemons ever made. Now, Heatran. Heatran is a good Pokemon. Pretty bulky. Well, really bulky. And Fire and Steel is a really good defensive typing. He has Flash Fire. He has Flame Body. It's good. Even to this day, it's still using OU. So it just tells you how strong that Joel type is and that Pokemon is. But in the current metagame, he is really slow compared to other threats. So, and his bulk is lacking a little bit. So, let's see how the Mega Evolution helps. So it keeps Fire Steel, and look at those stats. So defense stays the same, special attack goes to 175, special defense goes up to 141, speed goes down to 67, and attack goes up to 120. So, before we do that, I wanted to say that there have been some people have made calculations, and with 120 in physical attack, chat, with the attack Heavy Slam, which will almost always do max damage because it's Heatran, you can two-shot pretty defensive Pokemons on the physical side as well. Like special walls, like a normal Chansey or Blissey set, you two-shot that Pokemon with Heavy Slam. So, that's important to keep, in my opinion. And, well, Heatran chat, like, whew, the move pool of that bitch. Like, Body Press, Crunch, like, Earthquake, Eruption, apparently First Impression, Flare Blitz. Like, it has a lot of good moves, but it also has the Stealth Rocks. He has Will-O-Wisp. It's a good Pokemon for a reason. So, now, with only that... Oh yeah, wait, before that, we need to talk about the speed tier. Because jumping from 77 to 67 seems like, oh, it's the same as Garchomp, right? Like, you drop from 10, it's gonna be, like, it's gonna surely have a difference. Well, surprisingly, not really. Because Heatran is already so slow, and he becomes so much more bulkier, especially on the special side, that the drop in speed is barely noticeable. It's barely noticeable. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But, obviously, it's gonna depend on the ability. So, we currently have Flash Fire and Flame Body. I would assume that Heatran would keep one of these. Like, it would make the most sense. But let's see what Showdown thinks. Filter. Okay. So, Filter would be incredible on him. But even with, like, even without that ability, like, that bulk and that special attack, this would be one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, you could use that as your Mega slot, and it would be viable. Now, the same can't be said about Darkrai. Darkrai by itself is a good Pokemon. Really good speed tier, decent bulk, good special attack, and really good move pool. His ability is pretty useless now because of the thing about sleep being banned, and the fact that Dark Void now misses every time. So he's a Pokemon without an ability, basically. And despite that, he's still in OU, which should tell you enough about how strong he is. So, let's see how the Mega Evolution deals with Darkrai. And first of all, the type doesn't change. And sadly, chat, Darkrai becomes worse. So, every stat in Darkrai's arsenal becomes better except his speed. Attack goes up to 120, defense goes up to 130, special attack goes up to 165, special defense goes up to 130, speed goes down to 85. This is over. He is very bulky, and the issue is that, like, Darkrai. Let me show you, chat. Darkrai is good, because of his special attack and his speed. And the move pool on the special side, like he has Dark Pulse, he has Focus Blast, he has Blizzard, Ice Beam, he has Psychic, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, he has Thunderbolt. This is a really good move pool. Really good coverage. And he can set up thanks to Nasty Plot and Calm Mind. And he has Foul Play, so despite his attack being worse, he can still use Foul Play if you want. You won't, you shouldn't, but you can. So, and again chat, despite having like a useless ability, he's still OU. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Mega Darkrai goes up to 165 of special attack, right? For 85 in speed. Here's the issue. 135. And let's see. Darkrai is usually played with Leftovers, if you do debuts, or Life Orb. Let's take the Life Orb. Life Orb boosts his attacks by 30%. There's your answer. The Mega Stone makes him bulkier, slower, and but overall not as strong as Life Orb based Darkrai, who's also faster and doesn't take a Mega Slot. So you become not as strong, but you become bulkier and slower. So on paper, like you're harder to kill for a somewhat similar, like 175 and 165 isn't that far apart from each other. That is true. The issue comes from the fact that this is a Mega Stone being used, so you could use it on something else like Mega Salamence. And the speed drop. Again, chat. Garchomp, by dropping from 102 to 92, that was enough to drop his power significantly. Imagine dropping from 125 to 85. It's abysmal, the drop. And it's the same as I said earlier, chat. You become that bulky, right? So good job, you tank a lot. But if you're faster than your opponent and you hit harder than your opponent and you manage to kill your opponent before they can act and you don't lose any health by doing so, then your defense is virtually infinite. So why would you nerf yourself to tank hits to eventually die if you can just not? That's the problem with Mega Darkrai. And Showdown decided to give him Dark Aura. In my opinion, chat, it's not gonna be Dark Aura because I played the DLC and Mega Darkrai seemed to have a bad dreams, but that was reworked to work in Legend ZA. So I think he's gonna keep Bad Dreams or a similar thing. In my opinion, Mega Darkrai is pretty bad and would only work with a specific niche, which would be like bulky sets. But the thing is that the only way that he can heal is with rest. So he would run something like Calm Mind with Dark Pulse, and then would run Rest and Sleep Talk or something like that. Not interesting. So that's where I think it would be. Moving on, Golurk. Golurk is a Pokemon that is pretty good in lower tiers, but is bad on high tiers because lack of stats. He has a good attack, but bad speed. His bulk is acceptable, but not enough. Ground Ghost is pretty good, and he has no guard. So moves like Poltergeist will never miss, Dynamic Punch will never miss, and then Stone Edge will never miss. Like, that's good. But he's missing speed and some bulk. So let's see how Mega Golurk fix that issue. He keeps the Ground Ghost type. I would also have kept that. And his stats are pretty good. 159, 105 of defense, 70 in special attack, 105 in special defense. The speed doesn't change. We would have preferred the special attack boost to be given to defense and special defense, but I guess that's fine. No, actually, we would have preferred to, we would have loved for him to gain more attack. That bulk is pretty good, but not the best. At this stage, Golurk with no ability would be in the lower tiers, but he would be alright in the lower tiers. Like, it would be a mediocre pick that can sometimes work, but that's without the ability. So I don't know in terms of ability what he could have. He becomes like his, and like the look, it looks like he's unleashed. So he should have an ability that, well, that reflects that. So let's see what what Shodan has in mind. Adaptability. If he gets adaptability with 159 in attack, that would be really scary, actually. That would be enough. Like, Golurk has Earthquake. Like, look at that, chat. Look at that. Earthquake with adaptability is very dangerous. He has Poltergeist with adaptability is very dangerous. That would be, like, if he does have adaptability, it would be a solid pick. But he is still really slow. So, and we're not even sure if he's gonna have adaptability. Maybe he's gonna keep no guard. So, he would be a mediocre, but can still work sometimes. Okay, so this one is gonna be really easy. This Pokemon, whose name I forgot. What's his name again? Meowstic, right. Yeah, Meowstic is a bad Pokemon. Like, same as Kimeko, pure Psychic, not good stats. He has a good speed, that's the most interesting. Not a good special attack, that's the female form. Male form is the better one. They have the same stats, but instead of Keen-Eye, Infiltrator, and Competitive, the male one has Prankster. That's the reason why this one is used and not the other one. Like, that's it. It has a good move pool, like Light Screen, Reflect, Thunder Wave, and Charm. You know, good supporting moves, but nothing else of substance. So, this is a Pokemon that really needed a Mega Evolution. So let's see So let's see how they helped. He keeps the Psychic type, but their special attack goes up to 143, speed goes up to 124, special defense goes up to 101. So, this is better. This is good. This is good. Those are good stats for Meowstic. But it's not good enough, chat. Obviously, it's not good enough. But we could not have done better. Like, this is the best that we could have had. Like, I think it would have been better to not give anything in special defense and give everything in speed. But, like, he tanks alright on the special side. Not really fast. 124 speed is actually pretty fast, but, like, not that much. 143. Flutter Mane. And he's still a mono psychic. That alone, chat, this Pokemon would still be found in the trash, but above Raichu. Like, would never use. But we still don't know the ability. So let's see what Smogon thinks. Okay, they went all out. Psychic Surge. Okay, so with Psychic Surge, it could be pretty scary on paper. The issue, chat, is that Mega Delphox exists, and Mega Delphox, even if Mega Delphox had something like Psychic Surge, like, look at that. Delphox has a better special attack, better special defense. It's a better Meowstic. And based on what I've heard, this Delphox Mega is really hard to use. Despite the ground immunity. Really hard to use. So, what makes you think that Meowstic is gonna be better? It's not gonna be better. It's a monotype with an ability that sounds good on paper, but you're too dog shit to do anything with that ability. So it's better than what you had, but it's not good. So I would like to say found in the trash, should never use. But if the ability ends up being something pretty good, then it would be pretty bad, can only work with a specific niche. But so far, for now, we're gonna keep it in this tier. Now, the next Pokemon on our list is Crabominable. Crabominable is a bad Pokemon. incredible attack, good HP stat. The bulk isn't good enough for the for the HP. Speed is abysmal, and good. So ice and fighting is a good type offensively. Like only 51 Pokemon resist, but defensively it's horrible. Like ice fighting, this is bad. So Triple Manable, he has good attacks and a good attack stat, but he's too slow and not bulky enough to use that. So let's see how Triple Manable is redeemed. He stays at fighting in the ice type. So, on paper, chat, that looks amazing. 157 in attack is good. 122 and 107 in the defenses. That's an incredible bulk. Really good bulk. And the speed drops to 33. The speed drop, chat, doesn't care, doesn't matter. He was already slow. Losing 10 more speed doesn't bother him. Like, he knows he's gonna go last. So the bulk is the best decision there. However, it's still not good. So with only that, that's a pretty bad Pokemon that can only work with a specific niche. And it sucks, chat. Because the stats are incredible. It's the move, it's the typing. The typing is bad. Like, even with an ability, that Pokemon would be very bad to redeem. But let's see what Shodan has thought of. Ice Scales. Oh, wait. Okay, so the damages that he would receive from special attacks are halved. Fighting is physical, flying is physical, steel is defensive, fire is special, fairy is mostly special, psychic is also mostly special, but not played. No. So here, chat, is what I was talking about. Basically, with that, Trouble Manable has... Okay, well, Trouble Manable has a pseudo resistance to every attack, as long as they're on the special side. So he's pretty much resistant to ghost, water, grass, electric, fire, fairy, psychic, ice, and dark. He's resistant to all of these types, basically. But the fighting type is still weak. Flying is still weak against flying. Fire is still weak against physical fire moves. Like, I don't think it changes where he is. It's still pretty bad, but can work in with a specific niche. It would be above Darkrai. Now, go to speed. So so Golisopod chat is a really hard Pokemon to rank on its own. The issue is the ability, because that ability is a fruit basket in the sense that it's good and bad. Those stats are incredible. Really good bulk, like really good physical bulk. Special bulk is still usable. Good physical attack. The speed is abysmal, but the bulk is good. And Bug Water is an interesting Jolt type. If you can master the Pokemon, then Emergency Exit is your ally. If you're not used to Emergency Exit, then it's gonna troll you like there's no tomorrow. So, overall, it's a pretty good Pokemon, but it does have first impression. It has good move pool. So, this is also why Golisopod is gonna be hard to rank. First of all, the Mega Evolution grants him Bug Steel. Incredible. Really good. Bug Steel, one of the best Jolt types in the game. You're only weak to fire. And the stats... Oh boy. 115 attack. 175 in defense. 120 in special defense. 70 in special attack. The 10 stats in special attack is useless, but they didn't... But otherwise he would be way too strong with Bug and Steel. So, by itself, that would be a solid pick. Because those stats are way too good. And that move pool, like Golisopod, has... Like, it has Aqua Jet, it has Close Combat, Drill Run, First Impression, Gong Shot, Iron Head, Knockoff, Leech Life, Liquidation, Poison Jab, Razor Shell, Sucker Punch. Like, it has Sucker Punch, which is really good because of its speed. And on the status side, Bulk Up, Iron Defense. It has the Spikes. It has Swords Dance. It has Taunt, Protect. It's good. It's good shit. So by being Steel and Bug, it helps with the resistances, because you go from resisting. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Water Bug, you resist fighting, ground, steel, water, ice. You are weak to these types. You switch water with steel. Bam! Not the same at all. Only weak to fire. You resist way more the types. Mwah! Chef's kiss. This is Chef's kiss. Now, without an ability, he's already there. This is really good. Oh. But, what if he had an ability? So, for once, chat, I'm not sure about what ability it should have. Because Emergency Exit, that fits the Pokemon, but not really the Mega Evolution. And Emergency Exit on a Mega Evolution? Oof, goodbye setting up and everything. So, let's see what Showdown thinks. Heat Proof. Okay. So, Heat Proof would basically give Golisopod a fire resistance. It's a useless ability. It's a useless ability, but it doesn't change, it doesn't make him worse. He's still a solid pick. He's still a solid pick. Basically, it makes it like heat proof. Makes it so instead of taking ×4, you take ×2 from fire. That's good, I guess, but we could have had better. It's still alright. Still pretty good. Not enough to make him, not enough to put him much higher, but still good. Now, Magyarna, whatever. I'm gonna call her Magyarna. Magyarna is already a really strong Pokemon. It's still in Uber despite the power creep. Like, this is a really good Pokemon. Incredible bulk, good special attack. The speed is abysmal, but you have Steel Fairy, the best Jolt type in the game. And you have incredible defenses. Like, look at that. You are set. That Pokemon is impossible to one-shot. So, and Magyarna is not a Pokemon that is sometimes played. Like, it's commonly played. So, it's good. And Soul Heart is a really good ability. It's basically a Moxie, but it increases your special attack, and you don't even need to be the one who killed the Pokemon. It's just when a Pokemon die. So if the Pokemon, so if you send a Pokemon on the field and the opponent like tries to do a move to kill himself, thinking, aha, you're not gonna get a boost, you still get the boost. This is good. And they gave her a Mega Evolution. Like, by default, base Magyarna is one of the best Pokemon ever made. So let's see how the Mega increases that. Magyarna stays Steel Fairy. And her stats. Oh! So, her attack increases by 30. Useless, but justified. Otherwise, the Pokemon would be truly invincible. No increase in her defenses, but she was already impossible to one-shot. And special attack to 170, speed to 95. That alone, chat, puts her as one of the top of one of the best Pokemons ever made. And we still haven't talked about the ability, which I think is gonna stay Soul Heart. So this is the best. But let's see what Showdown thinks. Yep. Oh. Well. Oh wait. Okay, well. Magyarna. The Mega Magyarna apparently is banned because of how strong it is. I think it should say enough. One of the best Pokemons ever made. Now, only 3 Pokemons left, chat. And we are starting with a good one. Zeraora. Zeraora, when it was last seen in Sword and Shield, it was OU. Because of the heavy-duty boots. fists, like his plasma fists. It's just good. The only issue is that it was pure electric type, but it still didn't stop him. Because really good speed, good offenses, and like plasma fist knockoff, really good move pool. So Zeraora by itself in a meta game with Mega Evolutions is a solid pick. But let's see what we think with the Mega Evolution. So he stays a pure electric type. This is sad. We would wanna have, like, we would have loved to see Zeraora electric fighting. Would have been much better. But it is what it is. And whew, Mega Evolved, his attack stat is 157, special attack is 147, speed is 153, chat. 153. If we look at the speed tier, 153 is above all the all the Mega Z forms. 4th fastest Pokemon ever. Right before Ninjask, but nobody plays Ninjask, so you know. Yeah. So with those offenses, Mega Zeraora is one of the best Pokemons ever made, but not top of it because he's still mono electric. But he does, like, but he is different enough to warrant a better placement like that. And now we don't know his ability yet. We still only have Volt Absorb, but maybe he's gonna get something else. Let's see what Showdown thinks he's gonna have. Yeah, Volt Absorb. Same thing. But I could see, like, I don't know actually. Haven't thought about it. He looks faster. He could have an ability that boosts his electric moves. But that would be really, really broken. What is the Pokédex entry? There you go. Because it stores up to 10 lightning strikes worth of electricity. When it stops limiting itself, it's in the strongest class of the electric Pokemon. I could see Transistor as an ability. And if Transistor is an ability, or adaptability maybe, then that Pokemon with his incredible move pool, his coverage moves, and everything would be right here. But so far, with what he currently has, he's bottom of one of the best Pokemons. Now, Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri is a Pokemon, alright. Dragon Water is good. But what makes Tatsugiri's strength is in doubles because of Commander. Because it is always paired with Dodonzo. Where is Dodonzo? Oh, Dondozo, whatever. Dondozo, you know, like, they're good together. But Tatsugiri on its own is meh. So, like, that's good special attack. But I think it's his move pool that leaves to desire. Let's see. Power, Calm Mind, he can set up. Draco Meteor, Dragon Dance, but he's not physically strong. Dragon Pulse, Flip Turn, Dragon Ball, Hydro Pump, Rapid Spin, Scald. Yeah. Yeah, the special moves are really, really limited. So what he needs are better moves and more stats. And a better ability, because his current abilities, like Storm Drain, you're immune to water moves, but you already double resist water. And Commander doubles exclusive, so you would need something way better. So let's see what he gets. First of all, he stays the same type. And $90 defense, 65 attack, 135 special attack, 125 special defense, 92 in speed. Chat. Just looking at his stats, this Pokemon is one of the worst Pokemons ever designed. It's gonna be at the top of the found in the trash so far because, well, because it has a better typing than the other two underneath, but it's still really bad. Now, it could change based on its ability, but I don't really have much hope. Let's see what Showdown thinks it could have. So, they think he should have Drizzle. If Tatsugiri ends up having Drizzle, then Tatsugiri would be a budget Kyogre. It would be a Kyogre, less bulky, with less special attack, but slightly faster. Even with Drizzle, well, with Drizzle, like, there's still a reason to be played, so I would put it in pretty bad, can only work with a specific niche. Actually, no. Even with Drizzle, that is awful. Like, oh. Okay, well, water stats are gonna be strong though. And 135 special attack. No, I can't. It has to be there. It's pretty bad, but it can only work with a specific niche. And we can now rank the last Pokemon, chat. So, Baxcalibur by itself is a great Pokemon. Baxcalibur is Dragon and Ice, and the Ice type is nerfing the Pokemon a little bit. However, because of his incredible bulk, 115, 92, 86, this Pokemon is impossible to one-shot. You need a strong attack to one-shot a Pokemon, and Baxcalibur also has a really great offense and a pretty respectable speed. 87 is pretty respectable. So there was no need for Mega Evolution. Like, it's Uber because of his stats. But that's outside of a Mega Evolution metagame. It also has the the unique ability Turbo Exchange, which, like, when he's damaged by a fire move, his attack is raised, and he cannot be burned. Busted. Physical attacker that gets boosted by fire moves that are neutral against him and cannot be burned. On its own, Baxcalibur is a solid pick in a Mega Evolution metagame. Let's see how the Mega Evolution fixes him. It doesn't fix him. He didn't need fixing. He stays Dragon Ice. And bro, like, get out. Like, look at that. Attack goes up to 175. This is overkill. Bulk is at 115, 117, and 101. Like, even impossible, literally impossible to one-shot. Unless you set up, like, preemptively. Which no good player is gonna let you do. And Game Freak knew that he would be too strong because they gave him 30 in special attack, which is useless. So they knew he could have been stronger. So with that, and the fact that he has, like, the fact that he has, like, an incredible move pool, like, bro, look at that. Aqua Tail, Avalanche, Body Press, like, Dragon Claw, Glaive Rush, his signature ability, by the way. Then, bro, like, get out. With the Mega Evolution, it's one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, easily around here. No, right here, actually. Like, easily one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, he didn't even need a Mega Evolution and they gave him one. Like, what did they expect? And that's my tier list, chat. So we had to speed up a little bit, but I think we still did a good job. So this is my personal tier list of the Pokemons and how they would fit in the current metagame if Mega Evolutions were allowed. Now, please be aware that each of these Pokemons were ranked in this tier list based on their own tier and where they would be in the metagame. Like Magearna is one of the best Pokemons ever made. Like, of all time, because she's already is in Uber. But like Disgarchomp, but would, like, I think Disgarchomp would still, like Disgarchomp would be in Uber. I don't see Disgarchomp being used in OU. It would be way too strong. And, well, these forms would also increase in ranks. Like, obviously, like, they would, like, these would leave ZU because they would be way too strong for ZU, but they would still not increase that much. But anyway, chat, thank you everybody so much for watching today's stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. That was a lot of talking, which we're not gonna do tomorrow when we play Minecraft again. So, on that note, I love you all. Mwah! And I'll see you all tomorrow. So take care of yourselves, everyone. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, I was making sure that my cursor was on the right thing. Bye-bye!